Your voice, your vote. We expect new ballot totals to come in from Maricopa County in about 30 minutes, but it's still not expected to change the overall outcome in our state. However, some are hoping certain legal action will. Nicole Valdez following all the developments for us. And Nicole, never a quiet moment on this front.
Yeah, so to break this down, the argument being made right now is whether or not there was a systemic problem, a failure on Election Day that prevented voters who cast their ballots in person from getting those votes counted correctly. Now, the Trump campaign says there was, and they have witnesses who say they actually saw it. But the Secretary of State and even Maricopa County says their machines say otherwise. From the outside looking in,
it's very, very unlikely that this happened to a lot of people, even if it happened at all.
Jason Harrow, executive director of nonprofit Equal Citizens, says the Trump campaign's legal challenge against Arizona and Maricopa County doesn't look like a slam dunk. Right now, President Trump still trailing behind former Vice President Biden in Arizona by about 15,000 votes.
In terms of actually winning, it doesn't look good for the Trump campaign. Let's put it that way.
But on the other side of the table,
if people were given ballots, given marking devices with the new election equipment, and they put their ballot in the machine and it didn't read that ballot perfectly, even though the voter did everything that they were supposed to, then that right was violated.
Attorney Alexander Culloden isn't litigating this case, but brought forward a separate suit last week alleging similar issues that were later dismissed.
They want those votes now to be subjected to a hand count so we can make sure that they all were properly, tabulated.
But the issue is bigger than what's laid out in the suit filed over the weekend. Right now, the Trump campaign wants a recount of sorts.
Trump has been tweeting for several days after the election, all caps with exclamation marks, stop the count, right? That's not what he's asking for in this lawsuit. What he's asking for in this lawsuit is actually continue the count, give me more votes, because the claim here is that there were votes that were rejected that should not have been rejected.
But according to election officials, that's not exactly feasible. Telling a judge Monday they'd have to go back and try to cherry pick out secret ballots from more than 2 million that have already been counted.
If that's a lot of voters and there's really good evidence, sure, it could delay. I think the problem is that we're going to see they don't have a lot of evidence and it's not impacting a lot of voters.
Now, it is worth mentioning here that recasting a vote in Arizona is actually not an option after Election Day. Now, both the state and Maricopa County are actually arguing that this case should be dismissed, saying there's absolutely no evidence that proves this really was a problem. But what remedies would actually be on the table if this case does move forward is unclear. As of right now, no real decision. They did set another hearing to happen on Thursday morning. For now, we're live in Maricopa County. I'm Nicole Valdez, ABC 15, Arizona.